To be honest, I kind of just like chewed it barely a little bit and just swallowed it. It's probably burning down my esophagus right now.
Hey everyone, welcome to a special episode of OTV Hot Ones, the show of hot questions and even hotter wings. I'm David Silva from OTV, and today we're here with two incredible educators. We're here joining us with Mr. Settlemeyer and Ms. Harder. Mr. Settlemeyer has taught here for 9 years. He teaches Video 1, Video 2, Advanced Video Production, and Broadcast Journalism, also known as OTV. Ms. Harder has worked here for 6 years, has done Algebra 1, 2, and Blazer Academy.
I was going to say thanks for having us, David.
Oh yeah, you guys are welcome.
We're excited.
Yes. Thank you both for being here. Before we start, we'd like to thank Miss Henry Luda for making the wings, and for Miss Kupis for getting our space ready for today. Burning question of today, how is your spice tolerance?
Very low, so I'm a little nervous.
I do hot ones like every year with my friends, so I think I'll be okay, but I might regret that in 10 minutes, so we'll find out.
Just to let you know, we have the ambulance on speed dial.
Oh boy, okay.
Then, for those of you who have never seen an episode of Hot Ones, we'll be altering questions between both our incredible educators of the year. Are you two ready to begin?
I think so.
We are.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. So awkward watching people.
I know. And like the sounds that people make when they chew, it's like, ooh, okay.
So, Ms. Hart, as long as you've taught here, you've always gotten the spirit for Wish Week, homecoming events. Explain what drives you to show your passion for the school.
Well, I love being involved in different things. I was Stu co-sponsor for a couple of years. I was with the senior class that graduated last year. And so being involved with StuCo kind of helped me get involved in some of the homecoming and Wish Week stuff. I just think like getting to know the kids on the students on a different level is kind of what drives me to continue to get involved in that kind of stuff.
So, Mr. Settlemeyer, we heard you were quite active during high school, from gymnastics to wrestling, going from being an athlete to being a coach. How has that helped with your attitude towards teaching?
So yeah, in high school, I was a diver for 2 years. I was peer pressured into that just because, my buddy Mark knew I had a gymnastics background. And then I wrestled from 7th grade through my senior year of high school. And I would say, I think looking back on things, I have a lot more memories of the things that I feel like my coaches did wrong than what they did right. And that's been able to help me kind of think about like, how do I want to leave a lasting impression on a kid? How do I want to make sure that I was better than like what was given to me? My wrestling coach was not a very good person. He valued winning over doing what was right. And oftentimes that I just punished people who were doing well, and I don't think that's a way that I would ever want to coach. I want my athletes to be able to be a decent member of society, and that's where I think my coaching and my teaching are impacted from high school.
There we go, let's go on wing two.
A little bit of a jump.
Okay, all right, we're in. I kind of like the green chili vibe on this one, actually.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, instead of going straight heat, I feel like it's got a little bit of a different flavor to it. To be honest, I feel like the first one's a little spicier than this one. I don't know.
I agree with that. This one, maybe it's just a different type of heat, right?
I think that's what it is.
So, Ms. Harder, you're from Wisconsin, the state known for cheese.
Yeah.
We've heard you're a connoisseur of cheeses, so what is the best cheese curds?
Oh my goodness. Well, a lot of people that are not from Wisconsin would not know this about cheese curds, but fresh cheese curds should be squeaky. So in Colorado, you don't really see that because they've all been refrigerated. But like when you go to a farmer's market in Wisconsin and get them fresh, they have not been refrigerated yet. So they are squeaky when you bite into them. And they're amazing.
You hear a noise?
You hear a noise when you chew
like
when you
a
chew in
rubber
it.
duck type thing?
Kind of, yeah. Which might not be appealing to some people now that you made it sound like that, actually. But yeah, so there's when you go to I guess my favorite cheese curds then are when you go to the farmer's market and they're fresh.
Mr. Settlemeyer, we've heard you like outdoor activities and you're a golf lover. If you had to choose 4 people, dead or alive, to play a round of golf with, who would you go with?
Oh, wow. I wish I could say I'd choose better golfers, but I'm terrible at golf, so I wouldn't want to embarrass myself. I think number one has to be my dad. Just value him so much, and he's such an impactful person in my life, and would be happy to have him on any golf outing that I do. Can I pick 3 since that would complete the foursome, I guess? Okay, so me, my dad. All right, let's go Tiger Woods, just 'cause he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Okay, and then for my last, I would say, I guess this is a little sentimental, but my friend in college, who was my best friend in high school, he passed away early in life, and it would be great to have another experience with him. So Nick Mose would be my 4th, I would say. Not to try to bring down our demeanor, but I think that's kind of what yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one.
That's good.
Yep.
But you can definitely feel
You
a
can
difference.
definitely, that one is,
Shout out to Miss McHenry for the wings, and Allison, and who else? Zoe was up there. Who else was helping
oh,
you?
nice.
Carter? Shout out to Carter.
Amazing.
Yes, delicious.
Appreciate it.
Just shout out to all of kitchen, all of cooking department. It's harder. You're very close with your family. How has being an aunt has influenced your way with your kids in your classroom?
Oh my goodness. Yes, I have 1 niece and I have 5 nephews. So yeah, I'm very close with all of them. I do feel like sometimes when I repeat myself multiple times in class, I catch myself sounding like in my aunt voice and talking to like my 3-year-old nephew, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this is sounding like I'm talking to a child instead of high schoolers right now. And sometimes I tell the kids that, I'm like, am I talking to high schoolers or am I talking to a 3-year-old right now? So, but outside of that, joking aside, I feel like patience has been a big thing when I'm working with my students. I hope they feel that way at least. And then I am very patient with my niece and nephews as well.
Mr. Sadar, you got engaged in Greece about 2 summers ago.
2 years ago.
And then over fall break, you got married. How has that part of your career affected other aspects of your life?
It's starting to affect things a lot more so now than I'd say ever. I think for the first, I don't know, 7 years of my teaching career, when I didn't have, I guess, somebody to come home to, right? Like, it was easier to expend my time. Like, so that's why I feel like I do so much already. Not only, like I said, I'm teaching all the classes, I'm doing OTV club, but I coach diving for multiple schools actually. So sometimes that will keep me out till 7, 8 o'clock at night, and that's really hard now that I'm married and I have somebody that I want to be there and go home to. And I think that's going to start to shift the narrative in my own life of where do I give time and where, you know, it's just something important you have to think about. And then obviously with a future family in the next few years, I would imagine for myself, right? That's another thing where I might have to step back from some responsibilities, even though I love doing them, but I do have to, you know, give that time to my family. And so.
For sure.
Now to wing 4.
I hate this wing.
Which one is this? Is this the bomb?
The bomb.
Oh.
So as someone who's done this multiple times, I can say if you can just make it through this wing, you can make it through the last 2.
Okay, we got it.
Even just a bite.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing the bites and I feel like that's working for me. Yeah.
I think you're
I'm
set.
really impressed with you right now, and I wish I could go all in like you, but I just,
I'm
I don't
trying.
trust
I don't
myself.
know. This might, ruin my weekend.
Oh, no.
So. All right.
All
Cheers
right,
to all
team,
of
here we
you.
go.
Oh, wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's instant.
You can taste all of the pepper.
I was gonna say, I think that's really what it is. The pepper makes it like, I don't know, pop more.
Ms. Harder, we heard you're quite the DIY savvy. You have a Cricut.
Oh, I do, yes.
How has being creative influenced your teaching style and overall lifestyle?
I mean, I love doing crafting. Making things as gifts has actually been something that I've also really enjoyed. And I would say I don't actually see myself as being overly creative, actually. So I do try to bring like different ideas though to like when I'm teaching something. So if I'm looking through a lesson and I find it like personally really dry, I like try to think of other ways that we can do it in the classroom that it's not super boring. So
You okay, David?
I know. Are you doing okay? My eyes are watering a little bit myself.
Might have to break.
Yeah, honestly.
That's so soothing.
Mr. Sauer, you got a podcast called A New Movie, New Day.
New day, new movie.
All right, yeah, sorry.
You're good.
You watch a new movie every day for an entire, what must take incredible dedication and commitment. What motivated you to stay committed for a project like this?
Oh, man. So back in 2021, me and my buddy Scott from another high school friend, I don't know, we went and saw a movie called F9. And if you're not familiar with it, it's the 9th installment of the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yeah, those movies really went off hill.
Yeah, that movie is terrible, and it's so outrageous. And me and him probably had a 6-hour conversation following the movie, just because of, spoiler alert to all the people out there, they take a Pontiac Fiero to space and drive it around. And that's not the most wild and obscure thing that happens in the movie. So after that conversation, it just kind of one thing led to another, and we started our podcast. And it was originally called Another Day, Another Movie. And we had watched 70 movies, recorded 6 episodes, and we hadn't released one episode. So most of our footage and stuff was outdated. So we pushed to try to get an episode out. And when we went to do it on Spotify, somebody had stolen our name.
Oh, no.
Somebody had stolen our name. So we lost like 10 weeks worth of movies that we watched. So we actually watched way more than a movie a day for a year. So we rebranded ourselves, we got on a schedule, and I think just getting set on that schedule is what motivated us to kind of push through and power through. Yeah, I think the hardest part was like, right after I started that, I started dating my now wife. So she had to watch and suffer through like, I don't know, probably 200 of the movies with me if she wanted to see me, right? And I was doing all of my coaching stuff. That was the first year I started coaching 2 teams. So I mean, my life was non-existent for pretty much all of the school year, because I think at the end of the podcast, I had watched just over 700 hours worth of movies. We had spent $2,500 on streaming services and like things to put our podcast up.
Really committed.
So I mean, yeah, I think the money value right there is like, okay, like we might as well finish because, you know, this is a mortgage payment, but.
One thing I will add on to the movie thing. What was your guys' favorite genres of movies to watch on the podcast?
Oh, yeah.
So my friend Scott, loved the guy, but he also was unemployed during this time. So he had a lot of time on his hands.
A lot more time.
Yeah, you know, it was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can watch these movies just fine. Okay, dude, whatever. I was watching 6 movies on a Saturday just to be able to record on Sunday, yeah. But he created a whole spreadsheet that tracked every single genre of movie. And funny enough, I think musicals were both of our favorites because we only watched 3 of them, but we gave each of them, we had a rating scale of 1 to 0. Mm-hmm. So a 1 was either like you liked it or you'd recommend it or whatever you wanted 1 to be, and then 0 was not that, right? Okay. So we gave the musicals 1, and it was the only 100% genre in all of
in
our
the whole
movies.
thing. Wow.
That one tastes terrible.
Feel everything.
That might be the worst flavor one yet.
Well, it's made with real scorpions.
Really?
No.
I was like, wait, what?
Sorry, you've been doing a lot of home remodeling. Do you have any memorable ones and any horror stories?
Oh my God. Okay. Yes, my husband and I moved in to a fixer-upper when we bought our first home. And the house was literally so bad that my niece at the time, she was like, I don't even know if she was probably 3. We were touring it. We had bought the house. I think we had already owned it at that point, but we wanted to like show our family. Mm-hmm. And so she was with us. She came with us. And I had scooped her up because I didn't want her walking around because there was just like, it was just not very nice. And she goes, oh, Uncle Cody, your house is broken. Because it was so bad. There was like, drywall had needed to be repaired. There were holes everywhere. I mean, it's literally, you would walk into this house and be like, why did this person buy this house? But yeah, so we renovated that completely. Like new windows, new siding. And then, all new flooring throughout. Everything in the bathroom had to be gutted. Tiling. I will say the one thing that we really haven't done ourselves is tiling. So we hired out for that part. But yeah, like LVP flooring, laying that, my geometry skills really came into play.
Able to understand it from like all the TV shows my mom watched.
Yes, literally. I mean, and we enjoy doing a lot of DIY stuff. I feel like it has like brought us like joy too. Like it's just something that we enjoy doing together.
Mr. Sotomayor, I heard you went on a 30-mile bike ride with Mr. Pineda and Miss Lindsay, and it was a very unpleasant ride. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah. Give me a second. It's usually when I tell this story, it's with a lot more swear words. So I used to, so Mr. Pineda and Miss Lindsay were swim coaches back in the day, and Mr. Pineda is actually coming back to coaching swim, and Miss Lindsay actually just stops coaching. But at the end of the year, we decided to go on a coach's bike ride. So it was the day after graduation, the Friday, you come in, you're out of that, by 10 a.m., whatever. And Mr. Pineda had asked if we wanted to go on a bike ride down for lunch. And we usually frequent a place that's near his house. So I was thinking like a 2-mile bike ride. I was very wrong.
You were led astray.
I got to Mr. Pineda's house. I was driving my truck at the time, and I started pulling out my mountain bike. And he comes running up, guy, no, you can't do that. I'm like, what do you mean, what? He's like, no, that's too heavy. Okay. He's like, I have a bike for you. I said, okay, sure. No. So he had 2 like race bikes.
Like
and
the
if you
bikes
know,
like those type of handles on it?
Yes, and I had to wear certain shoes because the pedals, you lock your feet into them, right? But the biggest change about the bike was definitely the comfort of the seat. Yes, I'm not going to get too much into detail, but essentially we started our bike ride, and I remember like I sat down and immediately kind of popped back up because I was, okay, because they both had bike shorts, which you're supposed to wear with those bikes. I had basketball shorts.
The bike shorts have like padding in them.
Yes, they have a lot of padding. I did not have that padding.
Oh, no.
So we started on our jaunt, and we're going, and I swear like 30 minutes went by, and I'm like, dude, Mike, where the hell are we? And he goes, dude, we're almost there. We're almost there. I'm like, what are you talking about? Another 15 minutes go by, and I look to my right, and we're in Denver now. We're biking from practically here at Overland. And I'm like, what is going on? So we finally get to our stop, which is in Rhino, which is North Denver. And we went to a restaurant there. And like, I have never felt such comfort in my life getting off of that bike and sitting on the booth that I did. It was glorious. We had a beautiful lunch, and then I remembered, I have to bike back. So needless to say, like I went to sit down on the bike and physically couldn't. So the entire bike ride, I was kind of squatting over the bike, which makes the bike ride that much more difficult because you can't sit down. So I'm chugging along. They're, enjoying their day. I'm in the worst pain of my life. And they both take off like 15, 20 minutes ahead of me. And finally, they both like stopped and realized that I wasn't with them. Yeah. And they're like, oh my gosh, what happened to Mitch? And they're like, I thought he was with you. No. So like they stopped and they waited for me. And where they had stopped was like a park, and there was a big kind of circle. And then right around the circle, you couldn't really see anything. And that's where they saw me for the first time. I come around the corner and I'm not wearing a shirt. And Mike's like, did he get jumped? Like, what the hell happened to him? And I'm, chugging along, and I get there, and they're like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, why? And he's like, dude, what happened to your shirt? I took it off, and I shoved it down my shorts, so I had a little bit of padding to make it back in the bike ride. But that was very unpleasant. I'll just say this, I have not ridden a bike since.
As in honor of the show, they usually on the show will put a little bit of a dab of the last dab on it. Are you interested in it?
I will do it if you would like to.
I'll do it too.
You guys are brave souls.
Would you like to start?
Yes, I will start.
There you go. You're shaking, David.
Oh yeah.
It's made with the hottest pepper in the world.
Yes. Pepper X.
Don't go too overzealous there, David.
Oh boy. I hope you two are gonna make it.
Oh, there we go.
I'll be fun. I'll just have to crank up the air conditioning way low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have had some fans in here. Yeah.
Next time.
Good to know. All right. Here we go, you guys. Last one. You went all in on biting that down, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh boy. To be honest, I kind of just like chewed it barely a little bit and just swallowed it. It's probably burning down my esophagus right now. You made it. You did it. Yay.
Being recognized as Educators of the Year, how does it feel to be honored by your students and faculty themselves?
I don't know how you felt, but I was absolutely shocked. I like rolled up to that staff meeting in my like Taylor Swift concert sweatshirt and leggings, and like I was in full like sweatpant gear. So I was very shocked. Obviously an honor.
Yes.
I just work with a lot of amazing colleagues, so
Yeah.
that just stands out. I guess,
I'd say
there.
that for sure. I mean, Miss Booker read everybody that was just nominated in the first place, and I think that was just super humbling and honoring for me just to be nominated by someone. And then let alone win was, like you said, an absolute shock. And I think we can both say confidently, like, it's because of all of you guys, right? That, you know, we just appreciate being able to teach and do what we love, and you know, I don't know, I can't thank all of you guys enough, and you know, for what you guys do and making my life easier, and you know,
bringing your energy to the classroom.
Absolutely. I mean, we get to do fun stuff like this, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, who gets to do this? This is so cool.
Usually like my favorite episode of the year.
Oh, absolutely. You get to watch your teachers suffer.
Now to end our special edition of OTV Hot Ones, I'd like you guys all to look into each one of the cameras you're looking at. Just tell anybody what's going on in your life. Let us know about any events, any promotional stuff.
I could start. So by the time this airs, girls swim and dive will be done, but boys swim and dive is starting up. So it'd be awesome if any boys out there who want to come swim and dive want to join the team or come support us at our meets. I just got a puppy, so yay Coco, and hi Kristen, yes, my wife.
Nice. I'll put a plug in for Wish Week. Wish Week is coming up in February, and get involved in the different events happening after school, the fundraising. You're going to want to be involved. Wish Week is a really special time at Overland. We get to raise money for really special kiddo.
Hi. David, OTV, thank you guys.
Thank you for both sharing your insights and stories of us today. It's been a pleasure having you. And to our viewers, remember to always thank the educators that are shaping the future one lesson at a time.